Good morning. I hope you're great. It's 97.3 KBCO. My name is Bret. It's Tuesday, and on Tuesday mornings at this time, we like to play back our favorite conversations, revisiting talks with artists you really love, like Hozier from 2019, around the time he released his iconic album, Wasteland, baby.
Hey, Brett, how are you?
The man known as Hozier. One of those one-name monikers like Cher and Bono. Why did you decide just to go with Hozier?
I think my full name is Andrew Hozier Byrne, and I felt like if I go with the whole mouthful, I mean, it's quite a mouthful, and people are still going to have to try and learn how to pronounce Hozier, albeit with an Andrew and a Byrne at the end of it. So why not just cut it down? But I think I would usually introduce myself as Andrew, you know.
Well, this Hozier thing seems to be working out extremely well for you, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
One of the songs from the album, which came out last year, this particular song, Nina Cried Power, I think it was terrific for a couple of reasons. First of all, because of the message behind it, of reasserting the fact that there have been these people through America's cultural history letting us know that something is going on and it needs to be dealt with. But also, you're bringing people like Nina Simone back into the conversation, and I would think you're introducing people like Nina Simone, James Brown, Mavis Staples, of course. You're introducing these people to a new generation. How did you become acquainted with these artists at such a young age?
Yeah, my dad was especially before I was born, he was a gigging musician. Mm-hmm. You know, but the entire repertoire that he would have been playing at the time was blues music through the kind of 70s and 80s. And Ireland has always had a fascination with the roots of rock and roll and with blues music in particular. And I think, so his record collection, like the house was just nothing but, the house had nothing playing but like Muddy Waters and Harlem Wolf and John Lee Hooker and, Chicago blues and Texas blues also. And then as a kid, I just poured over his collection before the internet, in the kind of, I used to just, and I was fascinated. And because I suppose before the internet, these things were, to me, they were so, I didn't have access to learn everything about them that I wanted to, and all the artists that I wanted to learn about, so which made it all the more mystifying and all the more kind of made the interest in it all the greater. But as you say, that's how I got into it. But I have a lot of young fans, and I think, and it's nice to leave that kind of like a bit of a breadcrumb trail. And there's another song on the record called Almost Sweet Music, which kind of does something similar for just songs that I loved. But it is fun as part of the work to leave a little bit of a breadcrumb trail. The fact that you can discern Chicago blues from Texas blues says a lot about your culture, and it makes me feel very encouraged for the future of the human race. Well, thank you.
So let's talk about the cover of the album, Wasteland, baby. You're submerged, and it's not photoshopped. How difficult was that to do, Andrew?
It was fun. It was fun. We found a pool of water, like a body of water, and then we had taken some photographs of this old kind of abandoned kind of mansion somewhere in the south point of Ireland, and then we blew those up and submerged this backdrop and submerged a little room. And just filled my pockets full of weights, and I just sat in a chair, and I just sat in a chair underwater, and we took a bunch of photographs.
Did they send you air down there? If you had weights in your pockets, it was tough to get up to the surface, right?
It was okay, but I was never in too much danger. If I'm freakishly tall. If I just stood up, so that the surface is not too high above me. Uh-huh. So if I stood up, I could get to the surface pretty quick. So nothing too touching. And there was, for safety reasons, there was people down below, kind of keeping an eye on me.
Hey, do you enjoy the level of fame that you've achieved at this point?
That's a tough question. I think for me, I'm super fortunate, and I love to be able to share the work with anybody who will listen and anybody who enjoys it. That's really the joy. I try to keep my head out of the idea of like fame as we sometimes refer to it as fame. I think that's a game that some people can play for its own sake, and I try to avoid that game, let's say. You realize that there's a genuine toxicity to fame. It's a tough one, man. It's a bit of a myth, but it's like anything else in life. It's like this idea. We always have this idea that if there's a point that you can arrive to, there's a point you will arrive to at which all of your problems go away, and you'll start just feeling good about yourself. And I mean, that's just not true. That's for any field you're in. And I think for me, it's nice on the way. It's nice figuring that out early. And for me, that your duty is to the work that you need to make, and for me anyway, the songs that I want to write. And I'm the luckiest dude I know, because I've got such an amazing fan base and such incredible support. But it's just knowing what's important, I suppose.
Well, you're going to have a birthday next week. You're turning 29 next week, so man, enjoy it. Enjoy 29 to 30. Listen, 30's great. Yeah. Anything anybody's told you about things rough at 30 or 40, things just keep getting better.
I'm glad to hear it. I will say, as each year goes by, I get a little bit more comfortable. So it's good to hear.
Well, it's good to hear your voice. Andrew Hozier, Byrne, it's been a real pleasure talking with you.
You too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bret.